I hope I will manage with
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nora Seroussi Show. So tonight, this is Canal 33, as you all know. And I'm going to introduce you to the gentleman I wrote Entrepreneur Extraordinary, who started all of this. Good evening, Alexandru Răducanu.
Good evening. It's an honor to be in your show.
Thank you. It's an honor to have you here. He's a very busy man, but he made time for me because I said, Alexandru, you have so many things going on. We have to talk about it. Now,
and be nice to me because you will be in this chair soon.
I'm always nice to you. Well, I don't beat up on my guests. People may think so, but actually I don't. Now, let's start at the beginning. So I did my homework, as you know, and I found out something that he probably doesn't know that I know, that you studied in Ottawa in Canada.
Actually, my studies, I did an MBA that is in collaboration with an Ottawa university, which was HEC, the name of the university, but in fact the studies were done in Romania, but there were Canadian teachers coming. It was an exchange. Like an affiliation? Yes.
Oh, very nice. I didn't know that, but that was something interesting.
And it was in English.
I figured. No, you're English. We understand. He understands me very well, so I don't have to worry about that.
I don't speak much, but...
Well, with me, you have to. Oh, by the way, just to let y'all know, we're going to talk about it. And I will be speaking Romanian on the 14th of March at 2 o'clock. We're going to discuss it because we are doing a 3-day, well, you tell the people about it, to get the world record, the Guinness World Record.
For the longest talk show in television. That will mean, for us, 33 hours.
And you're going to be here for all of that. God
Yes.
bless you. Vitamins, lots of vitamins.
Yes. And I thought we'll gain for it anyhow. Because if we achieve that title to have the longest talk show in the world in Guinness Book, it will be an honor, a privilege. But if we don't, a lot of people will report about us.
Exactly.
Telling he failed.
No.
So we will gain out of this some PR, even if they will laugh at me.
No, I think it's a great idea. I don't know what.
33 will gain.
But I have to tell you
awareness.
from personal experience. Now, this is what happened. You don't know this story. So I had a restaurant, yeah, a steakhouse. It was called Texas West. So I decided to make the biggest hamburger. And it turns out actually not. I don't think it was just only Western Europe, Eastern Europe. And I had a PR team, but they didn't have enough time because I was going for the Guinness Book of World Records. And I have pictures of this, not with me. 15 kilos. Now, do you know how big that is? It's big. So we made a 2-layer, edible, by the way, with Andrea Manta and Stefan Stan, okay? And I remember that it was another station, Canal D, because one Roman was going, Nora, it looks so good. And I said, I'll send you half of it over. And I sent half of it over. Well, I want to tell you, the next day, the place went nuts, okay? We had hundreds of people for hamburgers. So I said, my God, this is incredible. And the guy almost broke his arm because I never bought like the mince. We used to mince our own meat. And I said, did I get the record? They said, we don't know. I said, but you have to tell people. This is like a huge, it was a lot of work. It was something. So you have to make sure someone's there to record it so that they can enter it. And that's the only advice that I can tell you that I learned.
Yes, we will have the representative of the Guinness Book here.
Excellent. I'm so excited about this. Now, let's back up to how, so when I met you, you were running Businesswoman magazine,
yes,
right? And I know, because we had a discussion, and I will not mention about that. You said, come in the magazine. I said, no, I want to be on the cover. No, you can't. No, this. I said, one day you'll put me there. That was in the future. Ah, this is when, all right. So I also want to tell you the gentleman received an award because I presented it to him, as you can see on the, well, I don't know, there you are. We have to show the whole picture, but we'll show it after.
They can put in split screens.
Oh, they can? Okay.
Yes.
There you are, and you're giving your little speech, and you have a lovely little thing. Now, so you started out doing your MBA, and you got into journalism. And then you went down the publishing route. And you've also co-authored and helped publish books. Now, tell me about how that whole thing started.
So actually, it started with a failure, because after the MBA, I read and published some books, and during that I also did this MBA, and also a master degree in advertising and PR, which is a different master degree. And after graduating my MBA, I tried to find a job in marketing or advertising. But the advertising guy said I'm too old at that time for the advertisement.
Really?
Yes, because they are after kids, like 18, 20 years old. I had 27.
And they told you were too old?
Yes, I'm too old.
Can you believe that? I never heard such a thing.
And for the marketing department, I was also not interesting for them because I was overqualified for an entry job, but underqualified for an executive job, so I couldn't find a job for a few months in the fields I wanted. And I said, okay, I closed this adventure for finding a job in marketing, and I will start something entrepreneurial. And I started with a magazine called The Marketer, which was a very professional magazine related with marketing. And I heard in time that they used to teach in the university in marketing field using my magazine.
Did they really?
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
That's an accomplishment, Alexandru.
Because at the time
I would have been thrilled.
It was the only medium making interviews with the important guys in marketing, in advertising, so the students could have a feeling of the real thing from the real people.
Wonderful. Wow.
So actually, I became an entrepreneur
because you couldn't find a job.
By failing to become an employee.
Okay, but you see, look, things happen for a reason. There must have been a reason that this happened. Because if you went this direction, this direction, this direction,
we wouldn't have this discussion.
We wouldn't be sitting here. Exactly. Figure that out. Did you figure that out? There is a reason for everything. I say it all the time. Things happen for a reason. I'm going to tell you a little secret. Last weekend, I was actually supposed to be in Italy, in Venice, all right? And my trip got canceled because I had to go to the factory in Odorhei. Now we all know what's happened there. So I said, look at this. Things must happen for a reason. God has a plan, all right? So you were not meant to go into work for somebody else. You were meant to do your own thing and to create for other people. So you did the marketer, and from there, how did you get involved with Businesswoman? That was another avenue, or?
We did some yearly publication. Capital used to have 100 most successful women or something like that, if you remember.
Right.
And we did something for the business women. 33 Romanian Business Women Hall of Fame. And after that, and the gala, we realized there is an opportunity to publish a monthly magazine, which was the only one in that niche at the time. And I think it still is, but we don't publish it on print anymore because of the print market and so on. So it started with a yearly publication, and it became the only publication for business women for a few years.
I think I remember that issue. Do you remember anything about it? No.
You was in.
I was in it. I was waiting for you to guess.
Yes,
I was in the issue. I want to tell you, it was very exciting, and I got an award, and it's on my desk, by the way, in my office.
Yes. You were in that issue with the perfumes, if I remember correctly, or no?
Oh, I don't remember. But it was the one with 30, I don't remember.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, that was one very, very exciting. I mean, very exciting for me, you know? Very exciting for all the women. And obviously you do things, you know, you do things, and I'm sure you feel, I don't do it because of anything. I do it because I want to do it. And then when you actually get an award for or recognized for it, it's an honor, and I get a thrill. I mean, tell me the truth. When you went up to get the award, didn't you have how did you feel? It's your recognition.
I still have to work with this. I have to be honest.
Why?
Because even here in Channel 43, we had some accomplishments that we should be very glad about it. But I'm so focused in the work and focused, unfortunately, on the things that don't go our way. I'm more focused on the empty side of it.
I was going to say, you sound like, okay, I'm always looking at things usually half full. I'm like, listen, so I'm going to play devil's advocate now, all right? In 2 years, correct? You've built up a station.
3.
Oh, sorry, 3 years. Okay, correct me. It is now on, tell everybody.
It is on UPS, it is on DIGI, and some other smaller channels, and it will be soon on Telecom. So on every cable
It's growth.
company.
It's
Yes.
going. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Now, if you're like me, I want everything done yesterday, but the real world doesn't work like that. It's a bit slower than we like, but you're moving ahead and you see progress. If I were you, I'd be going, I'm going to tell you, chapeau, if nobody else will.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everybody else does, and it's very exciting. And when we're going to do this 3-day event, this marathon, I'm going to call it, because I think
Yes,
it's a TV
it is.
marathon.
Yes, it is.
And
It
you're
is.
going to be here for 3 days, God bless him.
But
I'm coming for 1 hour.
I will tell you a secret that nobody really understands. I will do the actual marathon before that, because if that would have been done by a big station, like ProTV, for example, what it will happen? They will have a huge budget, 300 people working, preparing everything, because it's a huge logistic behind. You don't know, but we will have audience here. We will have live audience for 33 hours. That means a lot of people coming and going and managing to have a certain number of people each hour. So it's
cool.
Quite a big production.
Yeah.
And if ProTV would have done it, they would have done it with a huge budget, with 300 people giving calls, inviting all the guests. It will be probably 100 guests, because in some shows it will be more than just a guest. Okay? And a lot of administrative, technical, we need more people in the technical room and so on and so forth than we are doing, because I will be 73 hours, but the guys have to change. So it's a lot of logistics and a lot of financial, logistic, and administrative pressure for me to done.
I'm sure. I'm just listening to you, and I'm overwhelmed.
So, of course, I have a lot of help from my team, but most of the responsibility and bottom line, the results, they must be delivered by me uphand. So I have to work every single second until I start the show. If a ProTV guy would have done it, for sure, they would have a week of vacation before, sleep 24 hours before, and come.
Okay, I think I see where this is going. He wants a vacation after.
You know, with everything prepared, and just come and present.
Yeah.
But I have to do everything else before.
But that's why you're unique, because you are doing everything. He has to balance it from here, from there. Okay,
So I have 2 marathons, actually.
Yes, you do.
One in front of cameras, but one behind the cameras before.
Okay, you're going to be very busy. I'm not going to be calling you. I can see that now. Now, you're going to have, the Guinness people are coming at the end, I would imagine, because they're not going to sit here for 3 days.
Yes, in the last day they will come.
Yes? And is everybody going to show up at the last day together? Or?
Yes, I asked my team to be, and I extend this invitation also to you, to be all of us in the last hour.
Wow, this should be a lot of fun. So March 14th, which is Saturday, at 2 o'clock is my slot,
Yes.
right? I have a slot,
Yes.
1 hour. And I'm going to do it all in Romanian, so
Yes,
everybody
that will be something.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Everyone's going to take the mickey out of me. But I have to tell you, when I've done other shows, funnily enough, speaking in Romanian, usually the feedback I get is that everybody, the numbers are great because I make the effort to speak. I know with my accent it's a little bit different. And I haven't had time to study, to be very honest. Joseph speaks fantastic. I'm not there because I think in English, I do my day in English, but eu mă descurc. I have when I have to manage. I manage very well. 1 hour of this, it's fine, because I did Cristi Branco's show for 2.5 hours in Romanian, so that was an accomplishment. Wow, wow, wow. And I did another one with, at that time, Nora Mentale, half an hour. That was so hard. That was tough, but this should be easy enough. And you talk to me, and if I don't understand, he'll explain it to me. I'll say it in English, he'll translate. I don't need a translator. I should be able to manage very well.
Thank
okay?
you.
What are we going to talk about? Is there any, like, am I supposed to read about something first? Or
No. It will be a free discussion.
Free discussion. Oh,
yes.
Okay, this
I
is
will ask you all your secrets.
Maybe you shouldn't tune in then. I'll have to say everything on that day, will I? Okay. I have plenty of secrets. Anyway, you actually read what I've written, so you know some of my secrets already. Because Alexandru and I talked about, because he's been editing books and doing books with people. And he did ask me quite a few times, and finally said, okay, I'm going to give you what I've written, read it. And you were like, oh, Lord, I don't think I can do anything with this, because the book is written the way I speak and how I talk about things. And sometimes I'm jumping from here to there. And you'll either, well, you're supposed to read it, you're supposed to laugh, you're supposed to cry, and you're supposed to feel something. I'm assuming, and I want you to tell me, because you're an expert at this, much more than I am, after publishing books, what are you looking for when you do a book with someone?
You look for the authenticity, for the tone of voice, to find something that it's really link the audience with that person, and you have that in your book.
Oh, that's good. So it's relatable.
Yes.
Even though some of the stuff sounds so wacky. Because, you know, when the whole thing started, people, I've done this. Oh, my gosh. Did you really? Oh, no. You have to write it. You have to. I said, they're like, nobody. I said, but nobody. This is not fiction, people. It's my life. It's nonfiction. And some of the stuff that's happened is so outrageous that it does read like fiction. But finally, and I remember when I said to my dad, Daddy, I'm finally writing the book. He goes, it's about time, Habibti. And I said, I'm going to sit down and start, and I have to finish now. This is my project for March, by the way. Because I was busy with the reality show and the other things and this. But now I'm going to sit down, and I will give you the other pages to read when I'm done. So who did you help write with the books? Are we allowed to talk about that?
So actually, I didn't ghostwrite for anybody. I just worked with some celebrities and do it together. And co-sign it in a way, or I sign it. It was done by doing interviews with that celebrity. So I have done this with Andreea Marin.
Right.
I have done this with Cristian Țopescu. I also have done this with Peter Imre. And I did a book with Gabriela Sabo, but unfortunately it didn't appear. For some situation between the publishing house and the guest, Gabriela, that didn't involve me in any way, but unfortunately that book didn't appear. I think that's it. With Dan Voiculescu, the owner of Antenna Group, also. It is the only biography of Dan Voiculescu. Imagine he has a huge group of televisions, newspapers, media, with thousands of people working, and I just did the book.
Very nice.
I think some people there are a little bit jealous of this.
I'm sure there are a lot of people very jealous. Why would you? This kind of business is very funny from what I'm learning, you know, and this is from my own experience. For the, I don't know, I think I've done like 20-something interviews. The way people react is very interesting, which I wasn't aware at the beginning. I'd say 80% are like, wow, it's amazing. And then there's the other 20% like, oh, you have your own show. Oh, then I was like, where did, because I'm not like this. And again, this is part of my problem because I'm not like this. And I think everybody else is, you know, wants to give love and peace and that. No, reality check, Nori, it's not like that. There is that jealousy there.
Yes, somebody say, sometimes people want you to have success, but not bigger success than they have.
Okay, the way I understand it is a little bit different. I agree with that. But you see, people get used to you in a position, in a box, in a way, and they can handle it. When you start going out, and this, I told you about it, last year happened with the Oscar thing. Everybody, I was really shocked at how some of the people reacted. I didn't see it coming, Alexandru. Because I put myself and I would have been like, wow, this is like, I can't believe you did, it's so incredible. I want to hear all about it, tell me. And it was like, well, oh, really? And that actually upset me.
Yes, I understand. I can relate with it.
And then I got pissed off. And then I was like, these are the kind of people now I keep far away. Because they're not going to be in my universe in the future, for sure.
Yes, but to be honest, there are also people who genuinely are open-hearted and they truly are there for you and enjoys it, and they're glad.
And I can feel it. I
Yes.
know the difference. I can feel when somebody is actually, you know, after this whole past year, exactly a year ago, because exactly a year ago it shows up on my thing, the pictures of the Oscars and Bonnie's birthday, my best friend, and all the rest. And I thought, my goodness, what's happened in a year? It's incredible. I've seen the greatest part and I've seen the not so great part. And it was a lesson for me, okay? To be fair, it was a bit of a hard lesson because I didn't expect it. And I wouldn't say I'm naive, but again, somebody had said to me, because you think like this, you think everybody else thinks like this. And guess what? They don't. They look at it and they can either go like, wow, terrific, you know, bravo, kol hakavod, or they go like, huh, well, look what she did. And that's the kind of thing that, okay, number one, puts me off. And I say, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Sayonara. That's the only way to deal with it. So when you're talking about this, I understand it so well. And it's unfortunate, but it is a part of life.
Yes.
And I've now learned how to deal with it very well. The people that are happy, now I have to tell you big news. So, people are asking me to come on the show. And not like in another month, we'll have a guest that was in a very, very famous movie recently, okay? And she had sent me a message and I said, what would you like? She said, I'd like to come on the show. I said, do you want to do an interview? With pleasure. I was tickled pink. This is like a big thing for me, you know? For you, it's probably, oh, well, I'll have all these well-known people all the time. I was like, this is great. This is exciting that she wants to come and talk about her experience in the movie, and she's now doing an acting school with her husband. And I'd love, you know, if you have something special to talk about and you have done a certain thing where everybody else should know about it, it's very exciting to be contacted like that and to say, all right, come on, let's talk about it. So it's a whole new world for me in that respect, you know? And somebody said the other day, I think I told you when Juana was here, Christy's wife, and she was surprised. And I said, I feel very comfortable doing this because this is what I think I've always wanted to do. But I wasn't able to. And I'm very happy that we can sit and have a conversation.
Thank you.
So, now, next step.
What is the next step?
What is your next step?
Surviving. My colleagues are worried. What will happen if I die?
Oh, God forbid. You're young. You're vital. He'll be fine, people. He will be fine. We're all here to encourage you and give you positive energy.
Disclaimer: the Guinness guys asked me to sign that I assume all the risk and responsibility, so it's on me.
Did they really?
Yes, yes.
You have to do that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like, what kind of a disclaimer? Oh, this is interesting.
You have to assume that you are only responsible if something happens to you during an attempt to whatever. It's on you.
Well, you're going to go 72 hours straight.
73, actually. And I will explain you why.
How is what? Never mind why. I want to know how.
Actually, I will tell you a second secret. I wanted to do a secondary record during the main record. That means the longest talk show while staying in a meditative position called lotus.
You're going to stay. I didn't know.
And I said I will do it. I will do this for 33 hours. And they said let us discuss internally, and they came back and said we will not do this because we decided it's not challenging enough, physically not challenging enough. And I said okay, but I am sure they don't know what it means if one of them would have done this for 5 minutes only, not for 3 hours.
I know what the lotus position is with your legs up like this. It's very uncomfortable.
Yes.
33 hours?
Yes.
I think you should get an award just for that.
Yes, but they said it's not qualifying for the...
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
but
new.
I accept it's okay. It's no problem.
So...
But the actual record is 62.12, 62 hours, 12 minutes. And we fought to do 72. It just appeared to me, it sounds good.
Okay.
But doing some research, we found out that some German guys did 72. Not homologating it, and I don't know if they were following the rules and regulations and so on. It was 2 guys, not 1, and I don't know, maybe they had breaks, I don't know. They didn't homologate it, so it's not official. But however, it is in the press that somebody did 72 hours. So we decided internally to be out of any discussion, not just beat the official record, but also the unofficial one. So,
very good. You have to cover yourself.
yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you wanted to do one thing and another thing.
Yes.
We did that last summer. You know that. You're talking to someone who did that last year. So we were filming the reality show, then we started filming the movie, and then we filmed live the Super Combat. So it was 3 things actually. It was live for the NBC, like, I don't know, 400 countries or something incredible. Then it was filming the film, and then it was our Romanian team filming of the movie. So I understand that, which makes sense to me, because you want to do as much as you can in the shortest time possible with as many people as you can. Brilliant. So I'm not one, I think, when people ask me about stuff, I go for, and I've always been like this, can I do it like this? Sure. The bigger, the better, the brighter. Can I put this? Of course. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, well, I don't. Go for it. If you're going to do it, my daddy always taught me, if you're going to do something, do it properly. So if you're going to do it properly and do it well. All right, and do it big.
I want to do an amazing show, so I looked on the internet of what the record holder did.
Yeah.
And I wasn't impressed by what I saw in terms of content. I don't understand the language, but you can get a feeling out of it, So I want to do an amazing show, so it not be just length. It will be the most important people in Romania, the most interesting people.
I was going to say interesting. That's
yes.
Good. No, you have to, listen, somebody's going to tune in to watch, they want to see something interesting.
Yes.
And they want to see all kinds of different things. It's like when in America we have telethons, yeah? And the telethons are usually to raise money for muscular dystrophy or one of the diseases. And they'll bring on different people. They'll have people manning the phones to take the pledges, and how much money the people want to give. And they have to make these telethons interesting, because otherwise people will turn it on. After 4 minutes, turn it off. But when they see there's this entertainer, and they have a show, and then they have a singer, people get involved in this, and it actually gets them to donate money. They make a lot of money like this, by the way, just to let you know. So that's another thing we could talk about. I don't know if you want to put any kind of charity there, and but no, forget it. I think you're overloaded as it. Never mind, scratch that idea. Another time, maybe next year. So I think that's a great idea. Okay? And then after this, and after we get all the press for this, what's the next step?
Building Channel 33, one of top 5 television in Romania. In time.
Okay.
But let's be clear. I'm here to stay. So my plans for Channel 33 now are for the next 40, 50 years, if I have that years.
40, 50 years, wow.
So
did you guys hear that? You're worried about, what was all that about a disclaimer then? 1 minute. Okay, you're making me mental. So 1 minute you're a disclaimer and you're afraid, you're not, 40, 50 years?
Yes.
I'm not going to go down the road because I don't think I'm going to be, and that's already when I hit 3 digits. Forget it. I wish you good luck, but you're a lot younger than I am, so you can talk about it. 40, 50 years, I think you should do it in the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
We think big. We think big.
Yes, because I understand that thinking long term makes you be more relaxed. I was eager to do so many things in so little time, and I'm unhappy with where Channel 33 is.
Okay, because you know why? Sorry, you put pressure on yourself.
Yes, yes, a lot of pressure.
You put a lot of pressure, and you put actually other people will feel the pressure too. So maybe now if you look at it long
Yes,
term, 40,
yes.
50 years, wow, that's a lot. Okay, I can't even think that far ahead.
So in time,
I want him to go to college. I'm thinking 6 years.
we will beat everybody. We at least by outliving them.
That's for sure. Okay, that's one way of looking at it.
You know, you are that little animal going slowly, 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 and in 40 years, eventually you will beat the rabbit.
The tortoise.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's another way of looking at it. I'm sure you'll be doing so many other things in between.
For sure.
But I think that's terrific. Okay, that's different.
We will start doing some content in English, so you will relaxedly have a show for the whole world, because Channel 43 will become also international, so you'll be able to
I'm already ready with my show in English.
Yes, so
Listen,
we will do that.
I found the other day, because there is an expats community and they have a lot of members, and I said I can't be the only one that would like to see something in English. It turns out there's a lot of other people that do, which is very important. That's why we want to make it on a much bigger scale. So that's great news. My show will be, I'd love that.
Yes.
I'd be very happy with that.
And also we will prepare special content, exclusive content, for what is called on YouTube members. So on YouTube you can be subscriber, but you can also be member to Channel 43. That means you have a special subscription that is paid subscription, and for this you get exclusive content like Netflix.
Oh,
you know,
we're going down that direction. Huh?
Yes, and we already have done this, and we have now a few hundred subscribers.
Members, okay.
Yes, because subscribers we have almost 60,000.
Wow.
But members we have a few hundreds. But this year we will really start doing the content at completely different level. So we will have a lot of content that done with the most amazing people, and will be there only for the members. So we'll build a kind of second medium television that is not on cable.
Exclusive.
Yes, exclusive.
Okay, can you, another secret, let's pull it out. Like what kind of content? I'm so curious.
Mostly it's personal development content, mostly. Helping people become the best version of themselves.
Okay, now I know that you've been doing classes, because I wanted to bring this in too.
Yes.
So Alexandru, and I don't know much about it because I want him to tell me about it, but I've been reading on Facebook, and you were doing it in the lotus position, and it's personal development and
spirituality.
Because somebody said to me the other night, so Princess Leia had a surprise party on Monday, And somebody came and said to me, you know, I didn't know Alexandru was so spiritual. And I was like, I actually didn't know what to say. Yes, he is. And I was like, okay, you didn't know. I'm happy you know that. Now, I don't even know how to answer that, you know? So I want you to talk about how you got involved in that and where you took it to.
Okay, I was very honest with my students. So everything started a year ago in the feeling that I have to do some additional work to the one I do with Channel 43 to support the station, because it needed more resources than we had at the time. And I thought, okay, what I am good at that I can do additional to the TV station that will bring the station some revenue, using my abilities, my time, and so on. And I decided I can teach, because I had at the time 25, 26 years of experience in spirituality and personal development, working with myself. So it was a discrete development, but real, and I have done this every single day of my life. So imagine there are sports people that won Olympics and they didn't train for 25 years. Okay, so it's a lot of training there. And when I started to teach, I had very good reactions from the people that attended my classes. But I realized I find myself there more than I find myself in television. So it helped me. It was like that thing that I didn't found a job to become an entrepreneur. A door was closed for another door that is more relevant for me opens. So with these classes, if the television had have done well enough financially at the time, I wouldn't have started this. I would just be content with the
like
status
that.
quo. But it forced me to do this. And forcing me to do this, I discovered that I am more in my, I don't know, in my mission, in my true self, teaching that. So it became a phenomenon a little bit.
I know. I want to tell you two things. Number one, my daddy always taught me, when God closes a door, he opens a window. It's so true. We just confirmed it again. And when I met you from last year to, I met you before, but I see the difference. I told you this last time. Your face is different, your whole demeanor is different, and you can, as an outsider, I can see it. I see the change over the year, and I see the effect it has on people.
Yes, because teaching forces you to work with yourself. To teach that kind of teachings that I do involves that I do the work along with the students. And they do just one, but I do a lot, you know. So it also, it shows on me the work I do with them.
It does show on you. And I would imagine you find it very rewarding.
Yes.
I've seen the comments of the people. Wow, it's something. You've changed my life. You made me think about this. I mean, I have to be honest. I was like, maybe I should go to one of these things. But I don't know.
What is the difference, the real difference in my classes versus other classes? And I am still a student. I also attend classes.
Oh, very
And
good.
I attend classes abroad. I go to London, I will go soon to Toronto for some classes, so I still invest in me time, money, and so on.
I saw you out in, I don't know, some desert or something? Where was that?
That was in Egypt. And I will take people in Egypt as well, so I went in some kind of recognition of the field.
Okay. Oh, you were doing a reconnaissance.
Yes,
I
yes.
get it. Okay.
Sorry for...
No, it's okay. I'm trying to figuring where you're going. No, because it looked like, it's like you went and sometimes you need the space and you need the quiet to find yourself.
Yes. But the differentiator in my classes, what it actually impacts people that you saw that testimonials, is that is the energy. And the energy, you cannot fake it. So you can fake a lot of things. There are people that are charismatics and they act. But the energy, you cannot fake the energy. People feel it or don't feel it. So
I'm going to ask you a question. I always find energy begets energy.
yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys will follow me, and that's why I have to surround myself with positive people. Right now I've been through a period and I've had a little bit of negativity around and it has been draining. I've had a very difficult month. And it's going to stop now. I'm moving to another period, but I find it exhausting, Alexandru. You know, you can go for lunch with somebody 3 hours and it's a pleasure and you feel like on top of the world. And then if you go with the wrong person, you come back, I swear to God, it's like they took
Yes.
your power out. It's terrible.
It's true.
How do you counter that? Well, you stay away from those people, obviously. But how do you counter that? I want to know.
Usually when we have tension with another person, there is something behind that. Some emotions or some unresolved issues from this life, from other lives. And you can work on the relationship. You can work spiritually to actually resolve that issues. And if you do this, the energy shifts between you and that person. And actually, the relationship can shift as well in a better way. Because some things that create tension between both of you will disappear, will dissipate.
Okay, so the blockage there,
yes,
which I'm getting from you, but then it's, you know, it's actually not the other person changing, it's your way of looking at it that's changing that affects the change.
I think forgiveness of the other person and of yourself is the most effective tool you can use in relationships.
That is very nice. You're so forgiveness. I mean, I try to forgive and forget. Sometimes people do such stupid things I cannot forgive, and I don't forget. I know I should pray to God and have much more understanding.
But if you don't forgive, you carry them in your back. If you
I'm sure they're there, but you know what?
If you forgive, you let them go, and your life will be at ease.
Okay, so what I started doing, because I had certain people in my life that were making me crazy, I have places like like pockets, like you put them there, and it's really amazing. After I did that, I was like, unless it directly comes, I don't think about it anymore. And that's how my own personal way, that I kind of, it's not that I had to deal with it, but I just put it on the side, like in a file, you know? Like you have the thing, you put it in a file. One day, if you need it, you take it back, but otherwise, I don't want it on my head, in my face all the time. And also because I'm a bit more probably confrontational. If somebody does something, I like to have it out. I don't like to sweep it under the carpet and say, this is how I feel, this is it, get on with it, you know? Most people are not like that, I find, okay? And I've been told, like, do you have a problem? Yes, I have a problem, and I like to address it, because if you don't address it, sometimes I think it's worse and it's much more unhealthy for you.
Yes.
And that's how you make yourself sick. Because you keep it inside. Me, I have a big mouth, and I tell the person, I mean, politely, I don't have to be nasty, but I just say, listen, what you did I think is way out of line. And I don't appreciate it. And if somebody I say, that's it, we're done. And I walk away because I want to keep my sanity. Simple. So I think what you're doing with these classes is amazing. And I'm so glad that you've had the positive feedback and you can see it, you know.
Yes. The next step, it's also teaching in English to foreign people, but in time, not right now.
Okay, so when he teaches in English, I will be going to that class.
Because I need to improve my English first to be able to teach in English. I'm not satisfied with my English in the role of teaching.
Okay, we're going to work on it. I would like to say thank you very much to Mr. Alexandru Răducanu.
Thank you.
For telling us all about it and how we got here. And saying good night to you all. Thank you for joining us and see you next week. Ciao.